Yo, what is up, everybody? Jason here, and guys, welcome back. Yes, back to the Mysteries of Rinko Tagua, Murder Marine Express. Last time we was on here was actually we figured out that the teacher was not a good person. He was actually doing stuff to the students, behind the scenes, and yeah, a lot of the females that he did it to was trying to expose him, but he ended up getting killed or whatever. So. Now, I think we're going back to Jessica, and I guess we'll be talking to her about it. And I mean, yeah, without further ado, let go.
No, I don't wanna run. No, I won't go away. I just want your love. Promise I'm here to stay. Spark me up a blunt. I just called me an A. They told me face the music, but I can't look away.
Well, what's the matter? We gathered more info about the assaults. Didn't I make myself clear about the two of you fooling around? This is not a job for some students. We know. But we want to find the truth about what happened. Nobody in this train is safe until we've pinned down the culprit. We're discussing safety measures with the train staff in order to prevent more incidents. There's little chance we see any others again. Anyway, did you find anything useful? Time to present what we know. We have to convince Ms. Marble that she backs us up on this. Well, first of all, we asked around the train to verify that there's no actual monitoring system. In order to know the entries and exits of the passengers, nor there were any cameras which would let us know who wandered by the corridors at some specific time. However, once considered all the data we have in hand, we realize that the culprit must be somewhere near to Mr. Serpent. We considered the possibility that the assaults were actually done randomly, and we even managed to find a suspect which fits in this role. Grace Queen, the engineer of the train. She's been traveling with us in secret and stays in the cabin which was thought to be empty. Hidden from the rest of the passengers, she had it easy to move around without being noticed, so there's a chance she was the one who killed Mr. Serpent while going incognito. Even so, the fact that there is a link between Teacher and Irene made us think that these were not some random assaults, but clearly meant and deliberately attacks. That would mean there was some motive to murdering Serpent. But why would someone kill a respected professor like him? He was a hero among the teachers of the academy. Maybe his only flaw was being too nice with the students? I don't know. About that, I'm afraid things are not as they seem. That was a question that has been driving me nuts all along. But after investigating the subject in depth, we found a plausible, I don't know, motive for the murder. In all likelihood, the culprit killed Teacher because he was a molester. What did you say? His kind and good-natured attitude was just a facade, I guess you could say. Behind the academy and the students' backs, he harassed some girls, threatening with destroying their lives if they don't obey. He started making a bond with them to gain their trust, and then he lost no time crossing the line until they found themselves forced to be his servants. Enough! I was playing along thinking that maybe you had something actually relevant to deliver, but I can't let you stay in the memory of such an expert colleague just like that. You are making a very serious accusation here. I need you to back those words with something else if you hope to be taken seriously. You got no proof, then it's better that you leave this mess to the police. Again, I'm afraid you are mistaken. We do have proof. In the last hours, we found a key testimony which verifies the story. One of the Wildcats confessed being one of the Serpent's victims. Her name is Katya Savella. I don't know. She told us that Teacher was harassing her for a while and that she was not the first one. Before her was Christine Lauren, a senior from your class. She and Melina LaSalle have been documenting his sexual abuses for months, including those happening in primary schools, to press ahead with a joint compliment. They intended to take him to court this year, though their plan became thwart because of this event. I had no idea. Mr. Serpent. I can't believe this. No one knew. Not even Irene. Irene! She has to know. She was a suspect from the beginning. I'm sure she killed him to get revenge. No, we still don't understand what led the killer to assault her too. But we can firmly claim that she had nothing to do with Mr. Serpent's death. In a way, she became a victim of these circumstances by twice over. She was a new prey of Serpent and now she's seriously injured because of him. My God. We are sorry the facts are unpleasant, but we hope this sheds some light in the case. Now that we're on good tracks, we'd like to keep pressing to learn the truth. We need to find who attacked our friend Irene. Shall you grant us permission to keep investigating? Huh? Oh, yes, of course. Do as you will. Sorry, I'm a bit overwhelmed by all of this. Don't worry. I know it's a lot to chew. We'll leave you alone. So, what's the next step for us? I know learning about Sherpin has been a hard blow for her, but I think it would be good for her to talk with Maddie and Christine so they elaborate on the matter. Maybe if we get to the bottom of Sherpin's case, we find another suspect, which can explain both assaults. Let's go find them and we'll talk about it together. Alright! However, that meeting never came to. There was no time for it. Now that it seemed like we were fully taking the control of the situation, the case took a new twitch which threw away our confidence. Like it was laughing at us. We were barely halfway on our way to learn the truth. Hold it! Seriously, you have to stop doing that. Doing what? Talking out of thin air. You're going to give someone a stroke one of these days. That's not my intention at all, but I can't let anyone through this corridor without permission. Why is that? Is something happening? This is where I carry out all my shuriken training. It would be a tragedy should someone cross unearthly while I'm doing my throwings. Well, maybe tragedy is too much of a word for being hit by some piece of cardboard. You underestimate the deadliness of my stars. As the current holder of the title, Crimson Moon, my shurikens fly 3 times faster. I really hope that sounds good. I'm gonna say it again just in case it sucks. As the current holder of the title, Crimson Moon, my shurikens fly 3 times faster. Let me guess. They're 3 times faster because you are Crimson. What does color have to do anything? Good grief, not even nods to freedom fighters. Gunboy gets any respect now. I get you are doing these for practice, but do you have real shurikens at home? Nah, California Penal Code 22410 punishes malfunctioning, importing, selling, lending, or possession any shuriken by imprisonment in a county jail not exceeding 1 year. My love for ninja culture is intense, but always under the law. I wouldn't dare to disobey the state laws ever. Is something the matter? Sorry, my brain had a bit of a meltdown on this extremely accurate legal notice. My professional goal is to become a lawyer. Once I manage to finish the studies in St. Joachim Academy, my next step is studying in a law school. Ensure proper justice representing defendants of foreign origins. That's wonderful. It's great you are so sure about what you want to do in the future. And it's really praiseworthy that you choose to apply for such a difficult major. I've been studying on my own for a while. I hope my training pays off soon. Talking about judges, it's obvious you can't judge a book by its cover. I will turn to you to represent me if I ever commit a felon. It will be my pleasure. I think you should not commit any felon in the first place. We have enough crime here already for the time being. By the way, how's your investigation going now? It's funny, you know, we were looking for you just a while ago and found Matt and Chris. But now it's the other way around. You look for the seniors? That's unusual. After walking circles for so long, we finally found a thread to follow. I don't dare to celebrate yet, but if this comes the right way, I think we can have this case cracked before the day ends. I'm glad you're producing some results. And it's all thanks to you. We couldn't make it without that huge clue you gave us. I don't understand. Your info about Sherpin's misbehavior was totally spot on when we managed to find the girl you mentioned. Madeline and Christine were also aware of the situation, and they are the ones who know the most about it. With all the data we gathered, we are pretty sure that the killer is someone related to Sherpin and therefore took revenge on them. But we still have some loose ends to tie up. We're going to meet them and Miss Marble to piece all the bits together and find once and for all the truth behind this crazy drama. I see. I don't want to hold you back then. I hope you learn the answers you seek. Thank you. We'll cue you in once we draw some conclusions. See you, Hyphy. Mashad, just one more thing. Yes? What is it? Tell me. What's your plan? What do you mean? You said there's a high possibility of someone related to Sherpin harassment being the culprit. That would mean that we are talking about one of St. Joachim's students for sure. Let's say you actually find the truth. What will happen to this person? Maybe she is someone you know. Maybe she's a friend. Will you be brave enough to hand her over? The detective points at their suspects in mystery books because they usually are not related in any way. Hell, we all know each other on this train to some extent. I think you'll have to carry a very heavy burden if you are willing to face this issue. That person murdered someone. That's a horrendous crime and they will have to pay for it no matter who they are. Maybe it all comes to an uncomfortable resolution, but I'm doing this because I intend to get to the bottom. Are you sure? It's possible you end regretting those words. To know what is right and not to do it is the worst coward's sins. I don't know. You are a brave and big-hearted woman. I didn't choose you as my boss for nothing. Sorry for pursuing you. I just wanted you to be aware for the whatever this investigation entitles. Yes, I understand. Even so, I can't just stay still. If someone crosses a line that they shouldn't, then they have to take responsibility for it. It may be that I'm sticking my nose where I shouldn't. I'm fully aware that this is a job for the police. But there's no way I could sleep knowing that a person almost 2 lost his life on this train and the murderer is not paying for it. I feel better now. I take my leave. Good luck on your meeting. Ivy, listen. Yeah? See, if you really want me to be your master, don't call me a whatever that says. From now on, I'll be your shall. Besides, I'd like you to teach me more about your country too. It'll be my pleasure. And of course, I hope Astrid comes along with us. Sure, I love to learn new things. I'm sure you have lots of interesting things to tell us. See you, Shashal. Let's go. We have to find those two. Hey, sorry to bother you again. Hey there. Did you talk with Marble yet? Yeah, we're actually here for that. We told her about Sherpin and his harassment record. She looked quite affected, but I don't think she expected any of that. We wanted to suggest you a meeting with her in order to explain everything in detail. And maybe that's the way we get to find someone fitting in culprit's profile. Sounds right to you. Absolutely. Presenting different perspectives may help us on finding something new. Well, I can't say I'm thrilled on the case. We've been working on this case for so long, so I don't want to reveal what we know and then find out the Academy took measures for damage and control. Mr. Touchy may be dead, alright, but I want his name sold with the responsibilities of what he did. And the same for those who looked away, letting him do as he pleased. I'm not sure we really want to explain anything to Marble. Come on, you know we can trust her. She's probably feeling terrible right now because she couldn't help. You know how she is. Miss Marble looked pretty strict, but you can tell she cares a lot about her students. That's right, I'm sure she's eager to help us solving this even at the expense of tarnishing the name of a fellow teacher. Okay, let's talk with her. We'll try to make something out of it. Thank you, I promise your plan won't be affected at all. Come what may, you deserve justice that they take responsibility for what that swine did to you. I won't consent you keep being humiliated anymore. Is she blushing? Thank you. Wow, one of the rare times Christine lowers her guard. Shut up. I didn't lower my guard, I'm just a little touched on someone actually caring for me. After so much time being ridiculous. Renko has a great sense of justice. You scare her a little, but she won't abandon you on that. Now that I know you are just faking it, I don't feel daunted anymore. I think we can even manage to be friends. You sure? Then you won't mind hanging out together sometime to strengthen our friendship? Us alone? We'll have a great time together. I take that back. You freaked the hell out of me. Wonderful. Okay, no more fooling around. Time to get going. Meet in our room in the wall. Is that okay with you? Alright. Then we'll look for Miss Marble together. I'm sure we'll solve the case at last. See you later, guys. Don't forget our main guest. Don't worry. She won't miss whatever we have to say. See you in a bit. I hope this meeting brings us closer to our goal. 2 heads think more than one alone. I'm sure we'll achieve something with 5 of them. Sometimes I love to be in their head like you and live drunk on that optimism you always eradicate. You are just jealous because I'm a cheerful guy and you are a grouch. If you keep being like that, nobody is going to want to be your friend. If those girls are as much of a dimwit as you, then it may not be a bad thing at all. Bleh. Here it is. Let's see what Miss Marble thinks about our little idea. There's no answer? Maybe she went out? She looked too much tired to go anywhere. Miss Marble, this is us again, Astrid and Renko. We have to talk with you again. Maybe she is taking a nap. I don't think this woman took a nap in her whole life, and even less she decided to start with all of this happening. There's only one way to know it though. The door's not closed, just take a look. Oh god. Don't tell me. Don't tell me, bro. Let's get it. Oh, I freaking knew it. Oh my god, Miss Marble. Ah, this can't be true. Miss Marble? Close the door fast. Yeah, this. What the hell happened here? We were talking with her just a while ago. Did the killer manage to murder her in such a short time? This had to happen very recently, so it's possible the killer left in a hurry. Let's first any clues before we get more people in here. Do you think we'll find something? We better, I tell you. Comb the floor, look under the bed. Nothing here. It doesn't look like there's anything of interest on the table. If there was any incrimination item, they took it with them. I think we should affirm of what happened. Are you alright? Damn it. How did we let this happen? Calm down, please. You want me to calm down? We have another body right before us. How many more does this scumbag need to be happy? Are we going to sit through everybody being killed one by one? Hello, Miss Killer. How do you do, Miss Killer? Would you like to stab me with your knife? Well, no way. We're going to leave right now and I'm going to find that bastard myself. And when I do, I swear they're going to regret everything they've done. Renko? Sorry. I didn't want to yell at you. You alright? We have to call Mr. Brown. Go look for him, hurry. Yes. We were finally making some progress, and now this happens. I'm such an idiot. I should have taken her with Madeline and Christine when we talked last time. Leaving her alone with the killer on the loose was crying out for her death. The knife she was stabbed with seems the same used to murder Serpent. How did they get it? Was Miss Marble keeping it here was when Irene was assaulted and also looked like something unplanned? I don't understand what's behind all these deaths. Toggle, what's with the her? Oh no. Jessica! She had to be murdered just a while ago. We were talking with her not so long. Why? Why? Mr. Brown. Girls, go back to your room. Until we reach land tomorrow, getting out without my or the staff's permission is absolutely forbidden. We can't let this happen again. But Mr. Brown, we were... No ifs or buts. Go back to your rooms right now. Alright. I'll go in the water, inform about the situation, and give instructions to all the students to follow. Understood. Let's go, Astrid. Yes. We have been locked here for a while. There was no news from Mr. Brown. I'm sure he's reporting everyone about what happened earlier. It's clear that they can't let us move around freely in this kind of situation. Not that anyone would dare to move alone with that much danger, though. But we can't keep looking for clues from our room. We won't find the truth this way. We can take this chance to reveal what we learned from the investigation. Well, now you sound like a bona fide detective. I'd rather sound like someone who actually knows what she's doing. So, let's begin with the most relevant points. Is this really a string of killings related to Serpent? Or just a serial killer trying to murder some victims before reaching land? Everything seems to point to the first option, but I'm not so sure now. The issue here is that we have a clear motive for the first death, but not for the next one. Why was Irene assaulted? Who can want Miss Marble dead? If we don't manage to answer these questions, then we'll have to surrender to the idea that someone is trying to kill us just for fun. Maybe we should focus on who had the chance instead of getting stuck on the motive. That's a good idea. We actually have a rather nice piece of data about who have killed Mr. Serpent. Do you remember? Huh? Christine claimed that she's have seen one girl getting in teacher's room before Claire passed by. By her looks in her red jacket, she could be a freshman. That's a pretty good start, right? Yes and no. That leads us to suspect Irene, but it's obvious that she was not the culprit. Also, we can't trust Christine testimony completely. She just glimpsed the girl in the jacket could only be a distraction to mislead us. Right now we can't take that for sure. Maybe if we check that piece of data against the actions of the other assaults, we get to find a name we were looking for. Anyone had the chance to do it, however, we have no clue to shorten the list of suspects. That, and we don't know how Miss Marble could have been murdered in such a short time. Someone had to be keeping a close eye to getting right after we left the room. That's the only way I can explain how they managed to stab her so fast. The case became a hard one to crack. There's another thing. Yeah? We still have no idea on why Irene was in the bathroom. That is true, and we don't know which weapon did they use either. It feels odd that the same knife was used in both murders, but she was clobbered with something on the head. Maybe the killer didn't use the knife at the time? Maybe. But then why did they find the weapon to bash her? It's not that there are many blunt objects on this train to go killing around. Also, why didn't they left the weapon in the bathroom like they did other times? This is all very strange. Perhaps the most bluffing question is the one from before. Why was Irene there at night? Did she agree to meet there with someone? Abigail, there's no chance to know she was there otherwise. If they didn't plan to meet beforehand, maybe they sent her a note. A note? No, a message on her phone? Darn. Why didn't we think of that any sooner? That could have been a golden clue. Now we have no way to check it. We don't know if we could unblock the phone anyway. Well, that's true. Okay. Let's accept that Irene was not in the bathroom by chance and that the killer arranged a meeting there in order to kill her. That would mean that they were actually targeting her in particular. Exactly, but then we are back to our classic issue at hand. Why her? Is there any reason why somebody would want to kill her as much as teacher? Maybe she knew something troubling to kill her. Yeah, that would make sense, but what does Marble have to do with all this? Irene and Serpent were very close, but Marble is not in that picture. The more I think about it, the less I understand. Let's get back to the discarding process, right? Let's start with the stuff on the train. The staff on the train. Among the ones who interest with us, not Mr. Milk and owner Mr. Johnson and Miss Joyce were acquainted with us beforehand, so I don't think they have any reason to commit the crimes. What about Miss Queen? I find it very suspicious that she kept hiding for all of these travels. Well, even after a catastrophic visit to her room, we didn't manage to find any incriminating clue. But I wouldn't bet on that either. It's true that she seemed to have been a little shady, but if you think about it, she is subject to the same restrictions as the rest of the staff. For example, and just to mention a key point, none of them have Irene's phone number, so there's no way that they could send her the message to me that night. Oh, you're right, but then we have Progress a lot. We just have to think about which persons may have her phone, and then the list will shorten for sure. No, it's not that easy, unfortunately. All the students at the Academy on the Train have access to that number. Remember that we are all in the same general chat in case there's some announcement to make. Anyone can look at the number list to find her phone number. Darts, I thought we would have been on some advancement here. Don't lose heart, there's still people to cut on them from the list. For instance, Claire is a very improbable murderer. She was the one who found the first body, but having Serpent Light was in the best interest, so that may have helped her with her issue. While she had no reason at all to assault the other two victims. I'll put her on the innocent pile. That's one person less. Then you have to cut Erica too. She was on a dining car while teacher was being murdered, and we already know that she would never harm Irene. So I don't think she has anything to do with the case. We have to thank her for taking care of Irene in our place. Yeah, I'm glad she managed to correct her bad attitude. Everybody can come back to the right path if you can give them the chance to do it. Maybe, but intentions are only proven through actions, not with words alone. In her case, she wants to redeem herself after extending all those rumors about Irene, and that's what she is doing. I respect that. Then, who are the most likely suspects? The Wildcats, for instance. Katya, especially, had lots of reason to kill Sharpen, so she is a good option to consider. Perhaps she assaulted Irene to silence her and Miss Marble for doing nothing while she was being harassed. Catherine and Mal looked really surprised when they heard her story, so I don't think they were involved in the case, but who knows. Maybe one of them were a victim of Sharpen too, and she's keeping quiet about it to end her suspicions. Wow, she looks like a very promised applicant. Maybe it was Katya for real. We must not hurry on this. We were counting out some people, but there are still lots we can't be so sure about them. I don't want to be worried them, but Maddie and especially Chris have a very good motive too. They say they want to corner him to uncover all his crimes, but maybe they ran out of patience and took the law into their own hands. Though I don't see them assaulting Irene and Marble, what pisses me off the most, I don't manage to find a link among the three victims. Anyone not free of suspicion can be the culprit until we get to understand that. Even people which don't seem related, like Mr. Brown or Hyphy. I hope not. Both of them look like good people to me. I wouldn't want any of them to be the killer. Now that I mention her name, Hyphy was right about something. We have to be ready to accept the situation. There's a chance we don't like what we find out, but we have to reach the end of this. If the culprit is someone dear to us, we can't hide it or wash our hands on it. We have to make them take responsibility on their acts. Yeah, I just hope we can avoid that. Me too. Ladies, it's your turn for dinner. Please wait here in the corridor with your peers. We have to continue our talk later. I was actually starting to get hungry, because of the nerves, and so, like, you need to be nervous at all to get hungry. Sorry for being an unhealthy lady with a good appetite. I'm sure you are hungry too. Yeah, I'm tired most of all. This situation drained all my energies. To all of us, I guess. Who's that? Didn't see her until now. What are they talking about? Oh, it's Miss Quinn. Looks like she decided to go out of her room. Hey, Miss Quinn. Huh? Oh, it's you two. Quite the pleasant trip you are giving me here. This was meant to be a memorable event to wake the interest of many future travelers looking to enjoy the beauty of the ocean. But now there's one more person dead. And here we are, locked up with a murderer with no option to escape. I don't know how they convinced me to eat dinner here. We are so sorry. This is the end of this train. An engineer marvel promoting peace and rest while observing nature now gone to waste. But it wasn't the train's fault. Whether or not it is or not, nobody's going to get in a train where people were killed. This is the end for us. Don't be so pressed. Your mistake was to trust too much on the goodwill of your passengers. You can prevent more tragedies like this one if you can improve that security measures. Easier said and done. Bad reputation spreads too fast nowadays. Even if we improve our services, it's too late. Well, I understand your point, but I think all is not lost. I'm sure you'll find a way to change things up. It's nice to be young, always looking on the bright side. You'll lose that with the years. I just hope it's not with a blow like this one. Leave me alone. I'm not even in the mood to get mad. Well, let's go look for a table. Our company turns like in the rest of the meals, but these mixed groups make sitting more difficult for everybody. Yeah, we'll have to look for a random open seat. Hey guys, looking for a seat? Want to eat here with me? Claire! My friend is so scared that she doesn't want to get out of her room. Oh, look, some company here. Thanks, you're doing us a favor. Such a messy trip, right? We expected some fun journey and it ended up being one of the worst experiences we ever had. Quite the way to rest from school. I'm sad it all turned out this way. And Miss Marble's death. She was a stern teacher, a nice one too. She always supported her students in all they needed. I feel bad for the way she's gone. We were the last ones to see her. We still can't understand what could happen. Whoa, you were the ones that found her? You always in every mess. We get that a lot. Not like we were doing it because we want to. I guess there won't be many people mourning her. We don't used to interact that much with teachers from the academy after all. But to me, she was kind of special. Miss Marble helped me with a lot with my studies on my first year, and she was always a role model to me. In this kind of environment full of stuck-up rich people only moved by money and power, finding an imposing woman was a breath of fresh air. Oops, sorry, I didn't want to imply that all of you are like that. It's just that sometimes I feel a little bit off in this academy. That was pretty nasty comment on my side. You can show me the yellow card. Nah, don't worry. I understand what you're saying. It's true that whatever is one of the worst flaws of the school. Anyways, I find surprising that a girl so committed to sports like you had that kind of good relationship with Miss Marble. Yeah, I know. Actually, we were sort of grew apart during this year. You know, because of my little block-only tournaments and so, but she always tried to find some time to chat and check if I was alright. Maybe she was only trying to find a friend among so many unmotivated students. I feel awful. I couldn't even comfort her when Miss Serpent was killed. Comfort her? What do you mean? Well, geez, I guess it doesn't matter anymore, but don't tell anyone, okay? I'm sure Miss Marble would be mad if she knew I blabbed about her. One day we were alone in the refectory talking about over a cup of coffee, and she admitted she liked teach a lot. Oh my god. Whoa! The usual buddy talk, you know? I didn't give him much importance back then. They say love grows over time after all. However, now I'm clear about how happy Miss Marble was when talking about what she felt about him. Hard to believe with that sour face she always got on her. I'm sorry, that's why I say I feel awful not comforting her in such a hard situation. It had to be a heavy blow knowing that the man she loved was murdered. Actually, she looked really flustered when we found the body. Not just because of the scene, but because it was Mr. Sharpen. Probably these days she was really making an effort so that we could keep her cool, but it had to be painful for her. I'm sure she was sad and angry, but had to keep a cool face towards the students. Poor Miss Marble. Whoever killed her is a jerk, but they are lucky on having murdered her before she found who they are. I'm not sure who should have refrained herself from taking revenge over her crush had she known who was a culprit. Now I get why she was so distraught when she learned about Mr. Sharpen's background. What do you mean? Oops, I spelled her brain. Renko, can you explain it to her? Astrid. Renko? Sorry, it was my mistake. Please don't be mad. Come on, you're scaring me. Yeah, me too. Maybe she's feeling ill. Renko! Huh? I can't believe it. I told you I let it slip without thinking. Don't be mad, please. No, not that. I can't believe I'm so stupid. Gosh, I'm an absolute idiot. I just don't understand. Claire, how's your rugby? Great. Yours truly played in the defensive line, and nobody could go past me. Wonderful. Please do me a favor. In 5 seconds, you have to tackle Mr. Brown to stop him from getting us from the dining car. I don't know. What? Astrid, come with me. What? Hey, where are you going? Ooh! Not sure what's going on, but I hope this will be worth it. It will! Appreciate it! Come back here! Hooligans. Nom nom. What are we doing here? Sorry, but we have to act before they manage to find us. It won't be long until they catch us here. Okay, but why do we have to get in Miss Marble's room? Last time we were freaking out and didn't search the place fully. I think the final piece of evidence we need to reach the truth is right here. No, it's not that. I know it. I'm sure. But it's dangerous to be here alone. What will we do if the murderer comes to silence us? Relax, somebody's gonna jump on us. What's up, Mr. Brown, maybe? He sure is going to scold us for good for fleeing like this. But let's leave that for later. We have to get in there first. I can't believe the door is open when that was a crime scene. I guess they expect nobody would want to get in a place where a person was killed. And that is true. I don't want to be here. Well, what's that thing you were looking for? Okay, first things first, I have to apologize to you. To me? You are an airhead who only thinks about blooming and food, but sometimes I forget that you make the sharpest remarks ever. That doesn't sound like an apology to me, just your usual bullying. No, really, I'm sorry. I should pay more attention to it, what you say. Okay, I'm glad you're taking me more seriously, and I made you skip your dinner. Twice! But for good reason. Here and now we are going to solve this darn murder case. And I'm sorry to say that, if I'm right, we could have stopped some of the events here. What do you mean? Whatever happens from now on, there will be no more deaths. Miss Marble is a fallen target and therefore we are not in danger anymore. We were not at any time actually. All assaults were produced upon very specific and non-Fort people. The rest of those patches were never at risk despite what we thought in the first place. You mean it's not serial murder then? This is all about teacher? Yes, this is all about him. That chat with Claire was a real eye-opener. We couldn't find a motive linking Miss Marble's death with the other victims. That thing about her being in love with Mr. Sharpen was very significant. Some of the reason she died is because she loved that scumbag. That's horrible. Now think about this. How could they kill her with that little time? Just before we decided to pay her visit, she was resting alone in her room. They could take that chance to kill her in no hurries. However, the killer opted for murdering her right after we went out the room, and they had time to do it before we came back. They cleaned any trace and fled unseen in that short time frame. Do you think you could do a premeditated murder like that in such a short time? No, probably not. The answer is much more simple. Learning that her dear fellow was a molester with such a long history of harassments must have felt like a terrible treason for her. That is reason enough for her falling into despair, though maybe not yet for such a dramatic ending. No, that is not just because she felt hurt, it is because she was feeling guilty. She did something unforgivable. I don't understand what you mean. The first night when she was caught us exiting from Mr. Sherpin's room, we told her that we were tackling the case and that we had some clues about Teacher's death. That woke her interest, but we probably the piece of data that she found most more remarkable was that some first-year visitor Sherpin just before he was killed. Then he mentioned Irene's name. We didn't have anything to back that claim, but also nothing to disprove it. And that is why... What? But then... Yeah, I'm afraid you just say anything, and I will explain why we found her dead too. What an awful story. Agreed, there's no need to go that far. That was started with a single unnecessary victim and it with 2 more people involved. Just because we didn't do our job properly. But you can't know if things went well like that. Is there anything proving that theory? The found piece of evidence is right in this closet. Huh? What does the closet have to do with anything? Not the closet, but the thing inside. Remember that second time we got in Sherpin's room? You said there was something odd, like something missing from the scene. I usually find it hard to believe that someone as distracted as you are able to notice those things or details, but you happen to be right. I remember next time you feel reluctant, I don't know, to hear me out. Miss Marble kept the knife when it was found in the restroom. I guess she intended to guard it until the police can analyze it once we reach land. However, that is not the only piece of evidence she held. There were some other things, items she kept after kicking us out, and that there was, we came out. What was it? This. Hey, jacket stained with blood. And that is where we ended, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I think that is a perfect stopping point. Next video will maybe be the end. Who knows? But I'll see y'all next time. Peace.